Hello and thank you for joining us today at Distracted by Life. Our podcast is all about making change within yourself and your relationships. We share conversations, stories, and explore ideas coming from our lifelong journey of the high points and especially the low points where we learn to face our fears or cope with pain, loss, and failure. We do this in a discovery quest to establish patterns around our past and understanding whether we are tripping up from our past or being held hostage by it. We work on identifying ways to move forward, aligning our core values, and unlocking the keys to self-awareness, self-acceptance, self-compassion, and letting go of what is not serving you positively in life. A better you is always there, ready to explore in a new world. So let's begin. Welcome to Distracted by Life. My name is Dan, and today's discussion is all about the growth mindset. Developing the right mindset early on is crucial for a successful, happy life. Kids learn this, and putting forth effort, using the right strategies can help them get better at things. They feel empowered and try harder. So how do we teach this simple and incredible concept to children or even adults? Joining us in today's discussion is Amal, who will share her own journey and lessons learned. Hi, welcome, Amal.
Hi, Dan. Well, thank you for being back here again.
No, thank you for having me back
yes,
again.
Thank you for having me. We all have beliefs about our abilities and potential. These beliefs are part of our mindset, which is very powerful. It can fuel our behavior and predict our success. Mindset shapes our everyday lives and helping us interpret our experiences and future possibilities. In her research at Stanford University, Dr. Carol Dweck, yes, yeah. Thank you, identified two different types of mindsets. A growth mindset occurs when we believe our intelligence and abilities can be improved with effort and the right strategies. A willingness to confront challenges, a passion for learning, and viewing failures as a springboard for growth are all characteristics associated with growth mindset. However, not surprisingly, this type of mindset is strongly linked to greater happiness and achievement in life, versus a fixed mindset believes intelligence and abilities cannot be altered in a meaningful way. As a result, mistakes are often seen as failures rather than opportunities to grow and learn. When we stuck in a fixed mindset, we may fear new experiences, avoid risks, and feel the need to repeatedly prove ourselves and overcompensate. So, for a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, I'm going to use few examples. And one of them I'm going to use on the personal front myself. I wasn't always a person that you would consider me, a person with growth mindset. No, I was not, to be honest. And I would say the reality is that wasn't my upbringing. I was not around an environment or surrounding where new opportunities were encouraged, challenges were encouraged. It was more like if there is a challenge and you're afraid of actually rising to the occasion, and you vocalize that, you would get punished, and you get not just punished, but the fear of God is literally kind of, got in, like you felt it. So to me was that environment, because if I'm afraid of doing something new, or if I'm afraid of, let's say, I'm struggling with a test, a subject, and an exam, for example, in school, if I say I am struggling or I need help, I'm punished, because I'm supposed to do this on my own, and I'm supposed to produce high results, and I'm supposed to get an A+, and it's always put on me into getting through my struggles and challenge. And if I couldn't do it and I needed the help and I vocalized and asked for it, I would get punished. So what that taught me was, don't ask for help. Hide your feelings, hide your fears, overcompensate by just kind of getting by. And what I did was I stayed away from any growth opportunities, which led to not a growth mindset, but more of a fixed mindset. So I just stuck with what I knew how to do best.
So, did you play safe out of fear?
Always.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
And because of that, there are regrets, I would say, because I always played it safe. I probably, honestly, if I had encouragement and an environment that taught me if I fail is okay, not if I fail I'm gonna be beaten to death kind of thing, then I would have probably actually took a university program and not settled for a college degree. I would have studied something that I am so passionate about, which I'm finding out that now in my adulthood. I wouldn't have wasted all this time in fear because all I thought, I'm not good enough. And when you think you're not good enough, it's a belief and it's a mindset, and you get stuck with it, and then you end up not taking any risk, because taking risk mean you're gonna have to face that some of the risk you might take might not work out and you will fail. And what are you gonna do with that? I wasn't taught or learned how to deal with my failures.
Okay, I understand that. I do have to say, though, that having spent a great amount of time with your husband, it really does show that supporting, when you have people that support you, you tend, well, we're in a podcast right now, so you do tend to grow if you're around supportive people, though, correct?
Correct. You need your positive tribe, the environment. The environment has to set the tone. You know what? If you fail, it's okay. You learn from the failure. Failure is not a death sentence, and people shouldn't be actually worried about it. But when you are, it depends. I would say a growth mindset is fully influenced by your environment, your background, your childhood, the way you were raised, your work experiences, your education experiences, the friends you associate with, the people in your life. All those influence how influence your mindset. If you're like me, you was afraid of my parents, more so my father, you will understand that how easily I was stuck in my fixed mindset for ages. I would say the last 10 years, I have grown quite different, slowly. Each year, I'm learning something about myself and I'm growing.
5 years.
And
had a cough.
And
6 years.
Feeling, putting myself into the right path. I also worked with people and seen people in the workplace that I worked with, and I witnessed the type of mindset and rigidity they are stuck in. So an example, a scenario, you're so used to waking up in the morning, doing the 5 o'clock routine, getting ready, going to work day in, day out, and all of a sudden you are told, work from home within a pandemic. You resist the idea and you don't want it, and you can't wrap your head around it. And it's all about a pandemic and people's lives at stake, because you don't want to expose your workers and your employees and your staff. But yet you're not buying into this and you're forcing yourself. to buy into it because the environment, and including, hey, the government restriction have forced it on you, but yet you're still resisting. So you do this for a couple of months, and then you ask, you survey your staff because you want to see how often, if they can come in a couple of days a week and something like that. And then you to prepare.
In your prep of doing this podcast, because now I'm interrupting you, sorry. I literally just heard you talk to somebody on the phone the other day about this. So you mean to tell me that they felt bad working from home because they're supposed to show up?
Well,
it's a pandemic.
It's not that they felt bad to show up. It's they don't want to work from home. These are traditional.
No, I meant the person that was that they're, I guess they were told to come into work.
Well, because they were considered essential workers, but that's not the scenario I'm sharing here. The scenario I'm sharing is that there are some individuals who are not open to the idea of working from home. And that is a fixed mindset. Because you shouldn't resist it. You have a global pandemic. So a fixed mindset is when people actually resist the change to work from home because it's a new idea for them. That's one example. Other example is that when you, let's say you have this, it's important presentation and you're trying to, help out with providing new and fun ideas about to inject some life into the presentation you're presenting. So you're sharing your ideas, and someone else kind of, that's not the way we do it. It's always been done that way. It's not. That's kind of new. I'm not sure the audience are ready for this type of,
That happens a lot.
This new kind of style or what the messaging or the story that your presentation is trying to convey. So it's not about the context, because you're not changing the context or the message. It's about the format of how that presentation looked like, what it looked like. So truth is, we are, need to be, we are in an era where innovation it's all about innovation. So innovation is about an open mindset, a growth mindset. You are adopting new ideas. You could be in the past presenting in a certain way or using your slides in a certain way, but now you are moving into new things. You're injecting some light, maybe some animation, whatever it is. That situation, you know what I'm trying to get at.
Yep.
That is what I say in the workplace. You experience those scenarios. You hire someone new, joins the team. They have this fantastic talent. You notice it in the interview. That's the whole reason why you actually hire them. And then when they are on the job, you're not letting them use that talent.
Use those talents. I've been down that road before.
You're limiting them. You're holding them back because why? It's never been done that way. It's always been this way and that way and this thing.
And depending on the leader, you're in a position where you'll end up outshining them. And sometimes they take that kind of personally.
Or depending on the leader themselves, they have fixed mindset in certain aspect of how they run and manage their team or the business and stuff. So, things like that. And people end up dealing with it for a bit. And at some point, if they realize that their skill set are not being utilized fully, what they do is they're going to move on to the next challenging things, because people like to be part of something that is meaningful, value. Their skills are being put to use. They want to feel important. They're actually contributing. And so that's one scenario. What about you? Can you use a couple of scenarios to help us?
I knew you were going to ask me that. Workplace. I think I've seen almost every fixed mindset. Exactly what you said. That would be the most common one, is this is the way we do it. And that's it. That's all. Not open to any sort of change. I guess the frustrating part is to start a job, do that, only to find out a year later that it's common. It's been accepted, it's all through there. You kind of lost a year on trying to do it the other way.
Well, that's the work front. What about the personal?
Do you have any prompts for me to remember?
Nicholas, for example, your son.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know. He's the one that still lives here.
Doesn't he always use in his vocabulary, I'm never going to do this. It's never going to happen. This
yes.
He always...
Yes. And I don't know where he gets that
very
from.
frustrating. He used the never.
But we're constantly trying to not forcibly correct him, but trying to gear him more toward the positive words rather than, restricting words.
Like
I'm never going to find out.
Reframing his statements.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Reframing the statement.
Yeah, but I think it's for us, I think I can put this into perspective is that we are trying to teach him that it's okay to fail and not to be
it's a teacher. Failure is a teacher.
For me, in this scenario, it's very close to my heart because of my experience. So I'm trying to break the cycle and teach my son is that I am okay if you fail. I'm still going to love you no matter what. I am okay if you fail because I know that after a hard fall, you're going to learn from it. And that's the best way to learn and grow. I'm okay if you think... I'm not okay if you think you're not good enough because guess what? I know what you're capable of and I can see your talent and I know you're going to be what you need to be. Those are the things that I want to teach my son.
Let me just lead with this. I'm not trying to poo-poo that. I just want to say to anyone who's got kids that are teenagers, what Amal just said, it's going to look like it goes in one ear and out the other, but just judging from, ours, eventually it does.
It sticks.
It sinks in.
Yeah.
And they do understand.
I know he always have a comeback and kind of, debate and
yes.
talk it to death.
Well,
and
we don't know.
To try to
We're
convince
old.
us otherwise is not that easy or you don't understand and things like that.
Well,
but
he
if
knows
anything, kids nowadays are being put in a lot of pressure.
Yes, true.
And they are also placing their own stress and anxiety and pressure on themselves. Like we are not the type of people that we pressure our son or make him fear taking a risk or anything.
You can't raise him out of fear.
No. So in the
that
contract,
cycle needed to be broken.
We're actually nudging him slowly as much as whenever he's ready and at his comfort and pace is to take a risk. And if it doesn't work out, is okay. And that's what we've been trying to do. Because for me specifically, I have to break that cycle. I do not want him to live the life that I lived in my childhood and the way my environment was.
No,
and
we're lucky that we didn't raise him out of fear. We've raised him with support. And you're right. The most important thing is to let him know, fail. It's okay. It's going to teach us a lesson of what not to do. Most important
thing for me to show him, if he fail, I still love him. I'm not going to hit him or beat him or do all these things because he made a mistake or because he failed. So those are the things that I want my son to know. So that's one aspect. So people with fixed mindset feel differently, as if they are stuck with the ways things are, right? And a fixed mindset can happen to anyone at any point in time or another. But it's important that we choose to have a growth mindset, keep trying and stick with the challenges.
Well, I need to summarize because we really went on here longer than expected. So now we all know the difference between fixed mindset and a growth mindset. I think it's important to notice that what's going on so we catch ourselves when we get into a fixed mindset, and in turn, I guess, show our kids that we're struggling. They can actually see our struggles and how we deal with them in a positive way, though. Correct?
Yes, because we gotta model that. Yeah.
Okay, so this helps to connect the feelings and we brainstorm for new ideas and use the power of the yet statement.
Well, let me kind of just give a quick example about the yet statement,
Yeah,
right?
please.
So the power of yet statement, which is reframing your words. It looks like this. I am not good at this, but instead of saying that, you're going to say, I am not good at this yet, but I will learn. Or I give up, which is something that, for example, my son says a lot.
Well, he was just doing that, playing on a Switch the other day.
Yeah, and
saying
so...
that, I'm not that good. And we tried to tell him, you're not that good yet.
Yes. And so instead of I just give up or I can't do this, it's like, this is what you do is you say, I will succeed if I put effort and find a better strategy.
And he did. For the record, Smash Bros. I challenge anyone to challenge him. He learned a lot in that session and came out of it very positive.
Or, the people that say, I made a mistake. So mistakes help me learn. Okay, you made a mistake. So no one's supposed to make a mistake in this life. Mistakes, it helps you learn. And, or I love this one. I am not natural at this.
Okay, so we use the power of the yet statement, which helps our kids. At the same time, it helps us in the process to be open and kind of avoid this whole fixed rigidity. So if I were to say a quick summary of it, if I've got it right by using the yes statement, I can change my mindset with my words.
Yet statement, yes.
In the yet statement, I can change my mindset with my words.
Yes.
I like that.
I'm just gonna jump here. I love the way you summarize it. I couldn't agree more. I would add though, to practice when an opportunity arises, and we notice that we are in a fixed mindset, because you'll notice in a fixed mindset because there is resistance. And there is kind of an anxiousness and anxiety, and you don't want to do it. Even if you don't recognize the situation that you're in, it's also the feeling that you get in your body. You're anxious, you're anxious, you have anxiety, you stress, there is resistance. You don't want to do it. You're fighting against it. You have a very strong opinion about it. So those are your cues. You're in a fixed mindset. Take it as an opportunity to explore and stretch yourself to what is possible. And by using positive reinforcement, which is the yet statement, or, reframing your thoughts, see the situation as a productive struggle instead of a real struggle, right? And reframe the mistakes and the failures with more positive and hopeful statements. And last, hit the pause button when things get overwhelming, because they will get overwhelming and you're going to feel it. Take a break from it and walk away. Go, come back to it later when you have a little when you went, more clarity in your mind because you stepped away from the situation. Same that when you, let's say you're angry with someone and you want to give them a piece of your mind, but not now, you step away and come back to it. So you don't regret the words that come out of your mouth. It's kind of same, metaphor. To that end, that is all I have for today. Thank you for joining us on this episode. And I hope that you enjoyed the discussion. Until next time, be open to the possibilities. And for the love of God, remove "we have done it this way" or "it's always been done that way" from your vocabulary. This is a limiting statement. It says you are closed off to new learnings. You're resistant to change. And as a result, you're not seen from a lens of a person with a growth mindset.
You sure you wanted to say that? Because we've never done it that way here.
Of course.
That's not how we did it.
That's a good one.
Okay, fine. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for joining us here at Distracted by Life. A good takeaway today is that by using positive reinforcement, we see the challenging situation as a productive one, and then reframe the mistakes and failures with more positive and hopeful statements And when you get a chance, hit the pause button whenever you can. If it gets too overwhelming, take a breather, come back to it refreshed and refocused. And my little favorite takeaway of today: I can change my mindset with my words. And that said, stay tuned for our next episode from Amal and myself. Thanks again, and talk to you soon. Ciao.